Wonder. Can I transfer pictures onto here? Hey, Sophia. I'm trying to figure out something specific on something I want to show. I don't know if I can do it. I don't think you can transfer pictures onto chat. I'll just show it like this. My day's been all right. I'm going to get rid of the background real quick. This beta with CRM clothing, GMV made it for me. And it's going to be in my What If Daryl Died Instead of Merle. I'm not going to spoil it, but just know that we're going to see beta unmasked and with CRM clothing. Hi, the person. My day's been all right. I had an all right day at work. Got to spend more time with my brother. You saw him yesterday. And we just took him home a bit ago. And just wanted to be on here in time for the before stream. So that way I didn't cancel it again. But, yeah. And by the way, Sophia, if I ever extend a stream or something, it's not specifically because of you, because I know whenever I extended the Q&A or whatever, you or someone else was like, he extended it for me, just for me or whatever. But I just do it in case it doesn't get enough people. I just don't. I want there to be more people so it's funner, not just for publicity's sake, but just so that we have more people in here, we get more interactive and just have a good time. But no, I live about freaking an hour or something away from my brother. So, yeah, not that far, but decently. Okay. He knows too. I think it was just because whenever me and Goat were fighting and everything like that. But we're going to wait for some people to get in, and then we'll go ahead and get started. Hi, Slick. What do I think of Goat? I think that he definitely needs to, like, I think he definitely needs to chill. I don't want to kick him again. But I think that he just needs to chill out. And I've given him bunches of chances. And this time it's not even about being a creep, which I thought is one of the main reasons why I kicked him. Because I thought he was being a creep towards you. Aside from being silly. But if he keeps it up and being silly, I might alternatively have to boot him. Yeah. But it's all right, Slick. As long as you make it for one of them, or just check it out later, it's not a big deal. I'm never going to force you to watch me. You shouldn't have to know his age at all, Sophia. It's private stuff that people shouldn't expel on the internet. Yeah, I just say as long as he behaves himself and knows how to act on the YouTube and Discord and everything. See, the only time I will accept anyone being silly on my channel is if they recommend a good silly idea and we have a laugh out of it. But if he is, or someone else is, they're just going to be silly and just be goofy and just not really mean anything or not truthfully to the channel, or if they're going to troll me like Lemonhead and all those other dudes are, then I'm just going to boot them and just be done with it. You get what I'm saying? I justify myself so that way people don't come at me like I'm a monster, because I know I've had that happen. I get if you want to respect him, but considering how silly and just out of turn Goat has been, I just say dial down the flirting definitely, and just basically be more careful. That's all I'm saying. I mean, I ain't gonna tell you how to be on the internet. I'm just giving pointers, and King of Portals is kind of right. You should definitely be careful online. My dad and my family have always taught me to be careful on the internet. The only thing that anybody knows about me really on the internet is my brother and my name. And it took me forever to want to say his name on the internet because I didn't know how people would respond, because people will attack you based on stuff you tell them on the internet. Yeah, definitely. I'm also going to keep the number of subscribers I get each time down to a minimum, because my dad also said that many people aren't going to care how many subscribers you get, especially if you mention it every now and then. Don't even do that. Just mention it when you get to a big number. So from now on, whenever I just get to a big number, that's when I'll announce it. Like 1,000, for example, which I'm close to. All right, so we got the person, we got Sophia, and Slick. We'll wait a bit for like a few more people, like one or two, maybe one of the kings. And yeah. Yes. Yes, he did. It was after I kicked him and after I explained why I kicked him. I was going to give him a chance uh to like go peacefully and everything, but then he got all angry and stuff, and that's what got us into a fight. As long as he behaves himself, um uh then I have no problem with him. Go ahead. Would you be open to doing any what ifs that are really out there? Of course. Of course. As long as they stand within reason and are not beyond silly, like they're a good silly, and as long as they work within a cohesive story, like the plot and everything, and I can think of it instantly, then I'll do it. So you can do whatever you want. I ain't gonna stop you from recommending ideas. It's just this is the Ones Who Live stream, so I didn't want any like major ideas thrown the way. You guys can recommend a few, obviously, but those are more fit for like random comments, like on my videos and stuff, and Q&As. But I ain't ever going to stop you guys from doing small ideas here and there. If anything, it really helps the algorithm of the channel. Hi, Toast Gaming. I think you're new, if I'm not mistaken. Man, my freaking guy, I glitched. What if Carl was a girl? I can't really say that I would know what to do with that. I thought so. One sec. Ones Who Live Before Stream is on. What if Negan killed Otis? I don't know how I would be able to incorporate that. I have a bunch of Otis episodes and everything saved, but I don't think I could do anything with that. What if Carl chased after Sophia along with Rick? Then they would likely be able to go to Fort Benning, and they would either die on the way there or die trying to clear it because it was already taken over. And I have what if Carl was in the barn instead of Sophia? So I kind of got your idea down. We'll wait for one of the kings or like one more person to show up, and then we'll get into the Ones Who Live and everything. Okay, the rodeo one and the German man one, they're kind of too silly. I've had her live before in the story. Like, I've had her live in What If Madison's Family Joined Rick, but I did kill her at Alexandria. And I have her joining other groups. And I have a few other Sophia stories, like what if Sophia got amputated by Herschel instead of put in the barn, like she was spared, like she was bit on her arm and got amputated to save her life. That one's not going to happen for a long time, but King of Portals recommended it. Hey, Goat. All right, we got a decent few people in here, so let's say we get into the ones who live now, since that is the kind of be-all, end-all goal of the episode. Shall we? All right. So, what did you guys think of episode 3, the last one? What did you guys think of that one? We took him home earlier today. He was only over for the weekend. And please stop saying the real goat. Like, god dang. Okay, it was over. Episode 3 was good. It was a good episode. Can't wait for episode 4. Wait, what? I liked the Carl references. Oh, with the guy who made the phone stuff. Yeah. I liked that too. The person. Sorry, I lost my train of thought for a second. Episode 4 better be good. I would be I would be ashamed if it wasn't good. Hey, King, nice to see you. Or more specifically, King Devin. I definitely need to specify kings from now on since there's 2 of you. I know there's been 2 of you for the longest time on my channel, but I definitely need to specify more. All right. King Devin, what were your thoughts on The Ones Who Live episode 3, the previous one? Yeah, I'm going to do an after stream too. I always do, ever since I started. The Ones Who Live, or The Ones Who Live started February 25th. I don't know if you were here or not to see that, but if you weren't, then I understand why you're questioning it. Yeah, Denied Garcia, she wrote the episode herself, Sophia. Yeah, that definitely surprised me. I've never heard of an actor writing the episode. I always thought it was the showrunners or the directors. So excited. Down to the Shane reference. Yeah, that was the picture on the after stream or whatever. You know, the only stream we had. Down to the Shane reference and Michonne getting used to the CRM lifestyle. Getting used to is a very strong statement. She wasn't even close to the strong lifestyle. All she cares about still is getting Rick out. And she pushed him out of a freaking helicopter. I didn't know that. That's exactly what I want to. Now, real quick, there's a list that I wrote down specifically to want to see before The Ones Who Live ends. Now, pay attention before we get into what we expect from the 4th episode. I want to bring this up. All right, these are all the things that I want to see. Heath, most definitely coming back or getting confirmation about Heath. Morgan, obviously, since it's teased like several freaking times so far, we need to get him, obviously, a reunion with freaking Rick. Daryl, and get a reunion with him. We need Althea and Isabella, the two chicks from Fear. One of them, Isabella, was part of the CRM, and they went to that little hut. We need to get them back, because we haven't seen them since season 6 ended of Fear. Shane flashbacks. We need to get those. Whose side Jadis is on? Hers, Rick's, or the CRM's? We need to get Pearl either acting like Shane and fighting Rick over, like, or Michonne over Rick, basically a Shane reference, or we need her to help us. And last but not least, Rick wanting to leave. And that's pretty much it. And I'll check them off once we get them. That's pretty fair, I gotta say, right? That's pretty fair that I want to freaking see. I want more ghost-like cameos from dead characters. Yeah. Okay. So since I got into my expectations, we don't want to dive too much into the future here. Let's talk about, we talked about the last episode. So what is it that you guys expect or want to see in this here episode called What We? I thought it'd be called like What We Are or What We Do or something like that. Not just What We, but since episodes have closed off like sayings, like say for example, one episode could be called The Ones and then the next Who Live. That's just a joke, but I'm just saying, I think it's just them the next episode's going to finish the sentence. I'd love Rick to sort of dream about a reality where Sophia lived and grew up so he can come to grips with him leaving her in the woods. That's actually pretty fair, not going to lie. What we lost would have been good. I would like to see Rick and Michonne get on the same page. It feels like they need to talk. Yeah, and maybe Michonne should bring up freaking RJ. Hello, Rick Grimes Jr., the kid who's never talked about for some reason. The only good thing that they've done with Rick Grimes Jr. is give him the hat, and Judith passed it down. Other than that, Rick Jr. is like very underutilized. From the trailers, that's pretty much what they will be doing, is talking. Yeah. What are your top favorite characters? Rick, Shiva, Negan, Michonne, and it's either going to be Troy or Beta. I don't know why Ed would appear in a flashback or a hallucination. Maybe in a nightmare of Carol's. Yeah, it will most likely happen, King, because they both act the same exact way. Except Jadis, she isn't jealous of Michonne. She's just joking. And, like, she's not like Thorne, who literally was Shane and tried to kill Michonne. Oh, I get what you're saying now. Toast Gaming. That's an interesting theory. I don't think Thorne wants her. She just wants to keep her rank and position in the CRM, and Michonne could have messed that up. You got to think with the way that they're talking and the way that Thorne talks to Rick and everything like that, and the way that the Shane reference played into existence. Yeah. But then you would have to put maybe like Carol or something there too, Sophia. That's kind of hard to swap all of them around. Yeah. It ain't just a possibility. It's like a guaranteed given. I could be wrong, though. Maybe she is falling in love with Rick, but it seemed like she loved Okafor more. I think she just respected Okafor. Yeah, he did. No. Yeah, no. Maggie and Daryl getting together is already a thing. It's saved. We're going to end it here at 8:30, so about 18 minutes. So that way I have time to get ready and go see the episode. For anyone who hasn't seen it, Sophia saw it, and I don't know if people on Discord, everybody there saw it or not, but I'm going to show the picture again. By the way, I hope you guys like the Rick and Michonne background. It literally took me a good minute to find this, like them reuniting. So I want to show picture. GMV made this for me. It's beta with CRM clothing. And if you guys haven't seen the community post about me finally including the spinoffs in my stories with What If Daryl Died Instead of Merle being the first, it finally is going to get to that. I don't know if I'm going to do more than one of the spinoffs yet. I'm almost done with production on the main canon show. But for the spinoff, I already got it lined up with Beta being unmasked and getting CRM clothing. Like literally joining the CRM. But I'm not going to spoil anything past that. I just wanted you guys to see how good he made the picture. And he definitely deserves some credit. I didn't see episode 4 yet. Can't wait, though. I'll be watching it as well. Yeah, most people don't. But sometimes everybody sees it. They'd all be equals, and Daryl would be a henchman of Merle. Yeah. Yeah, I'm surprised. Usually GM... Oh, I think GMB just said he wouldn't be for yesterday's stream, but it doesn't matter. Some people say, "Oh, does it matter if you get on a stream or not?" Or I don't think anybody said this. But yeah, I'm not gonna force them to get on here and everything else. Goat, on the other hand, was very persistent. I just like extra people on here because it makes it funner. Means we can do extra talking and we just have a better time. Because as Negan said, people are a resource. Who's... Oh, him. Honestly, I don't know. The most I think he's done is just help Rick somehow by trying to help him escape. It was just that stupid little girl who freaking got in the way and stopped Rick from escaping. God, I hated it so much in that freaking moment. Reminded me of freaking Lizzie or Lydia. More Lizzie. With her crying like, you can't whack her. He was so special and now he's dead. And, you know, all that stuff. Or Herschel before, you know, Shane snapped the sense back into him. Dude, I get that, but very easily Rick could have, like, escaped if she hadn't been there. Interesting. Yeah, that too. Freaking kids. Yeah, Major General Beale really hasn't done much. The most he's done is, like, have small conversations with Rick. We see him own a pretty decent sword. And talk with Rick and Pearl. Oh, yeah, and promoting freaking Thorne to a better role. But honestly, we haven't seen him do much. You'd think he would have been... You'd think that he'd be a little bit more involved. Yeah, Carl was back and forth. It's not Carl's fault, Sophia. You know whose fault it is? Lori's. It's not Rick's fault at all. It's Lori's, because she wouldn't keep an eye on him and went freaking spreading her legs to Shane in the freaking wild while he was just running off with Shane, just, you know, running off doing his own thing. And she wouldn't let him do anything. If you watch my rant on before I made the What If Laurie Survived series and me really hating Laurie's character, I explained very clearly that Lori is the complete reason why Rick and Carl's character development, more so Carl's, it sucked. Okay? It completely and utterly sucked. Because if it weren't for Lori and she was a better freaking mom, I guarantee you that Carl would have been a much better individual and would not have been so. He wouldn't have killed the boy, Jody. He would have never back-talked his father. And there's so much that I could get into, but I don't want to get into another Lori rant if I don't have to. God, Michonne is so much better than Lori. Why couldn't we have her first? Yes, and I am going to preach it because Lori is the complete reason why Carl and Rick's character development, and then she has the nerve to. I loved Andrea freaking sassing her and putting her in her place. Granted, okay. Carl did make mistakes that weren't Lori's fault, but he was just being a dumb kid. Even he admits that it was his fault after he accidentally didn't shoot the walker and yeah, she would never do that. He did admit though that he was wrong and he told Shane. So it's not like Carl's character wasn't decent. It was pushed down because of Lori. I guarantee you if Michonne was the mother, Carl would have been a lot better. And also Michonne wouldn't have most likely been out with freaking Shane in the wild and everything else and freaking ditch Rick specifically just because they thought he was dead. Granted, I know that has its reasons. I will always remember that. But I could name you a freaking bucket list of why I hate Lori as a character. Which is why in my What If Lori Survived and every other story that I've made Lori survive after I made that series, I've made her a better character. Because I don't want to imagine her being that ungratefully annoying character she was in the show. Even thinking about it now it makes me angry. Preach for Michonne being the freaking best thing that could have happened to Rick. You know what happened whenever Rick was supposedly dead this time? She didn't go freaking going with another relationship or anything. No, she spent all that time looking for him along with Daryl. Lori would have just went with another man, and I'm pretty sure we all can know that. She would have found any other Tom, freaking Jim, or Harry, and freaking just, yeah. If I had to literally, if you could tell me, like, ask me what I thought of Lori, I could give you like a 2, 3, maybe even 4-page essay on how much I hate her. There's literally every other character in The Walking Dead is, they are so much more standable than Lori is. The comics did slightly better with Lori's character after I finally read them after years. But it just, yeah, I'm not going to get into an entire rant about Lori more than I already have, because this ain't a Lori stream. We're preaching these two right here, Rick and Michonne. Yep. Take Lori out of the equation, and Rick and Shane would have been best friends. Shane would still be alive. The only good thing about Lori is spawning Judith. That is literally the only thing that is somewhat good about her. Oh, and she tried to help Beth from killing herself whenever Andrea tried to make her kill herself. That's where I hated Andrea. But there's just really nothing good about her. I feel like it has to, King. It has to happen. Yeah. Yeah, you could definitely say that. Oh, did you guys see my short earlier today about that cursed game glitch from Yummy Mash and myself from two completely different games? One was him playing Slender Prison and me playing The Walking Dead Destinies, like right before I stopped. It was the glitch. Me and him both experienced the same glitch, and he experienced that glitch 11 years ago in an old Slender game. I experienced it now with The Walking Dead Destinies. He glitched through the sink or whatever, like the bed. I glitched through cars. Like my character went off, and it was right whenever Negan showed up too, like those other dudes. And it just brought me to that video in that moment, and I'm like, how did I get cursed with this? That's why I called it in the title Cursed Game Glitch. And the only reason that I'm uploading it on a non-gaming channel is because I've gamed with The Walking Dead Destinies, and because it was related to The Walking Dead Destinies, because it was me along with Yummy Mash, and because it's funny. Let's be honest here. Like, how often do you see someone just glitch through the entirety of the world and just start sinking down? Yeah, like I keep saying, if they don't do something with Destinies by the end of 2024, then like a DLC or a remake, then that's just a freaking complete and total waste of a game. And I'm literally going to make it like a 6 out of 10. It was originally going to be like an 8 or something or whatever I said out of 10, but I feel like 4.5 or 5 out of 10 is deserved if they don't do anything with it, which they should. Who made The Last of Us? Vampires instead of zombies is saved. They should have made it, and I keep saying this, they should have made it along with the show. So it would come out with quality content almost on the regular, and it would be so advanced by this time. That's how I would make it. But it is 8:30 here, and that means that I'm gonna go get ready to see the freaking episode. And I'm actually excited for this because it's freaking The Ones Who Live. How are you not gonna be excited? But anyways, I will see you guys in about hour and a half, roughly, maybe a little bit more, and we will get into the after stream and our opinions on the episode and the what we think is going to happen on the next one. You guys know that before and after stream deal. I don't really need to explain that. But with that said, thank you guys for joining the before stream, and I will hopefully see all of you, same crowd, in about an hour and a half.